And welcome back to another video. What I'm going to tell you about regarding how well key trade unions are in Italy, really. This episode occurred on the 25th of April, which was a bank holiday for the Italians, Liberation. It was last Friday, it was 25th of April. We had a 30th April now today, 5 days ago basically, and obviously it's traditional political parties from both sides. They do their commemoration stuff. You got the fascists doing their Roman salute, paying tribute to Mussolini and all that stuff, and fascism, all that historic stuff. Then you got the communists, which are doing their stuff, liberation, partisans and all that stuff. And I think it was a trade union leader, I think it was top of the Italian trade union, CGIL, which is one of the biggest trade unions, confederate trade unions here in Italy. Well, they said they were allegedly attacked by fascists in their aggression, and they reported this to the old Bill. The strange thing is, this person had to withdraw police report which he made against these so-called members of fascists, because his aggression, his story was all lies. It was a simulated crime from this person who filed a police report against this group of fascists. And now, strangely enough, this so-called police report has ended up on the tables of the magistrates of Genoa, because they indicted him for false simulation of a criminal offence. And you know, how stupid you're playing the game of the victim when there was a whole series of elements which demonstrated differently what they had reported. You got to think, these are woke trade unions. They're the ones were in favour making people take the so-called magical treatment, but this Italian economy can restart and workers could have worked in safety, which, you know, regarding the so-called medical treatment, regarding the pandemic, it wasn't the picture which they painted regarding how serious it was at that time. And plus, they promoted even a law to make it mandatory, this so-called experimental medical procedure, because it was an experimental medical procedure, because it wasn't thoroughly tested. It came out 7 months in 2021, and it was rolled out immediately in the world with no clinical testing and verifications of its, you know, so-called properties to prevent you or protect you catching this so-called thingy bob. And they were the ones who supported the Green Pass, which was a bit like a relic from fascism. You needed a card to go to work, otherwise you wouldn't be employable. If you didn't have it, you would have got the sack. Like here in Italy, if you didn't have that thing, you could have got the sack, the elbow for not having it, which is not a real document. There was no actual law which was passed or act to say this green pass has legal validity. No, it was just a simple piece of paper saying you had this certain doses of this pharmaceutical and you're okay, you can go to work. Even with that, with a bloody nappy on your face. Anyway, especially in the summer here in Italy, hot, wearing those things. You know, trade unions should tutor, defend workers' rights, not promote what the establishment pushes, which they basically are siding of the establishment, because they're complicit with the employers. Whatever the bosses of this company say to them, they do, and they replicate it to the workers. And the fact is, people who are members of these trade unions, they have absolute blind faith in these people. They've been lied to, they've been conned, and led up the garden path. Because these people, they do not defend the workers' rights like once upon a time. They tend to defend and look out for their own personal interests. Positions of prestige in a trade union. Most of these high-ranking trade union leaders are paid here in Italy by the company which they employed to do nothing. Unbelievable. This is the law. This is how shop stewards are. From morning to night, you see them going around doing nothing, always on the phone, never 1 minute of honest hard work. And while the fools pay the so-called membership for these trade unions which have been betrayed them years ago. They have betrayed the pensioners, workers, students, just about everyone. They just follow these woke agendas now, like anywhere else in any other country. We even have the trade unions around the world under our control. So as you see a trade union start pushing strange agendas which it's got nothing to do with traditionally speaking, you know, they've been bought. Money can buy anything really, basically. And even trade unions, they've been bought out, corrupt, I should say.